Hello and welcome to this week's Sports 360 Degree, your weekly dose of all the major sporting events across the globe. International Olympic Committee clears some Russian athletes to compete at the Paris Olympics. A new dawn in the Indian sports arena as the inaugural edition of the Khelo India Para Games is all set to go in Delhi. An exclusive interview with Deepa Malik, the president of the Paralympic Committee of India, in-depth analysis of the draws for the Euro 2024 and Copa America 2024 football tournaments, anticipating thrilling matchups. Plus, Lionel Messi named as Times Magazine's Athlete of the Year and the Premier League's groundbreaking $8.45 billion TV deal. And also explore the security challenges ahead of the Paris 2024 Olympics and the blueprint for developing ice hockey in Ladakh. But first up, the covers to your tracking this week. The International Olympic Committee has given a green light to the participation of the Russian and Belarusian athletes in the Paris Olympics Games 2024 as neutrals. They will only be allowed to compete in individual sports, and no teams for the two countries will be allowed to participate in Paris. The IOC has also said that no state or government official from Russia or Belarus will be invited or accredited for the Paris 2024, but argued that the athletes should not be held accountable for the actions of their governments.
Russian and Belarusian athletes who qualify in their sport for the Paris 2024 Olympics can take part as neutrals without flags, emblems or anthems at the event next year, the International Olympic Committee said on Friday. The athletes had initially been banned from competing internationally following Russia's invasion of Ukraine last year, but have since been gradually allowed back as neutral athletes in most sports. The Olympic body said in a statement, the executive board of the IOC has decided that individual neutral athletes who have qualified through existing qualification systems of the international federations on the field of play will be declared eligible to compete at the Olympic Games Paris 2024 in accordance with the conditions outlined below. Individual neutral athletes are athletes with Russian or Belarusian passport.
First of all, what is maybe most important is has changed that participation of athletes with Russian and Belarusian passports in competitions and in international competitions works.
Athletics, the game's biggest sport, is unlikely to open the door for them to return to competition, however, after banning them following the invasion and sticking to it on Friday.
No, you may well see some neutral athletes from Russia and Belarus in Paris. They just won't be in athletics. And the position that our sport took and has consistently taken is unchanged. So there's Franco, there's really not much, there's nothing more I can really add to that other than that it's a settled position. It's a position the council took. It's one that's endorsed by the executive board, and on two separate global occasions has been endorsed almost unanimously by the athletics family.
Ukraine's foreign minister condemned what he said was shameful IOC decision, while Russia's sports minister called the conditions set by the IOC for Russian athletes' participation at the Olympics discriminatory. The neutral athletes from Russia and Belarus will only compete in individual sports, and no teams for the two countries will be allowed to participate in Paris. The IOC also said athletes who actively support the war in Ukraine will not be eligible, while any support personnel who do so will not be allowed to enter. Out of 4,600 athletes qualified for the Paris Games so far, 8 were Russians and 3 were Belarusians. More than 60 Ukrainian athletes had qualified. A total of 11,000 athletes will take part at the Games next year.
And the eagerly anticipated inaugural edition of the Khelo India Para Games is slated to kick off from 10th of December in Delhi. The event is set to witness a historic inauguration by Union Home Minister of India, Amit Shah, on December 11th, highlighting the government's commitment to promoting para sports on a national scale. Get ready for a game-changing moment in Indian sports. The first ever Khelo India Para Games are set to take place from December 10th to 17th in Delhi. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will inaugurate the event on 11th of December at the IG Stadium in Delhi, showcasing government's commitment to inclusivity in sports. Over 1,400 participants from across 32 states and union territories, including Services Sports Control Board, are expected to participate in the maiden Khelo India Para Games. Para-athletes will vie for honours in 7 disciplines, including para-athletics, para-shooting, para-archery, para-football, para-badminton, para-table tennis and para-weightlifting. The events will be held across 3 Sports Authority of India stadiums: the IG Stadium, shooting range in Tughlaqabad and the JLN Stadium. The Khelo India Para Games promise to be a game changer for para sports in India. The event is a major step towards making sports more inclusive and diverse.
Continuity of the Para Games and creating more development in the Para-Olympic sports remains our foremost agenda. The first ever Khelo India Para Games is another big step towards the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. The Khelo India scheme has remained a game changer for Indian sports. The Khelo India Games have played a pivotal role in the scheme. I wish all the participants of the Khelo India Para Games all the very best.
We are very happy that now my new India is becoming inclusive India. I thank the vision of Honorable Modi ji and the Sports Ministry, also the Sports Authority of India, for coming together and making this platform and making India inclusive when it comes to sports.
This initiative follows Prime Minister Narendra Modi's mention of the Khelo India Para Games at the International Olympic Committee's session in Mumbai just 2 months ago. The addition of para sports to the Khelo India series fills a gap that existed despite hosting 11 successful Khelo India Games since 2018.
ये एक सबसे बड़ा अपॉर्चुनिटी है पैरा एथलीटों के लिए कि उनको पैरा खेलो इंडिया गेम्स के जरिए उनको प्रमोट किया जा रहा है और इस साथ ही साथ जो यंगस्टर है उनको भी अच्छा मौका है अपने आप को रिप्रेजेंट करने का। जो रूरल एरिया के खिलाड़ी हैं उनके लिए बहुत बेनिफिट रहेगा इसके लिए, और जो यंग खिलाड़ी हैं और आने वाले हमारे देश के लिए जो ये स्पोर्ट्स है खेलो इंडिया स्कीम्स है इसके लिए बहुत ही बेनिफिट रहेगा। और मैं मानता हूं कि जैसे एबल बॉडी को सपोर्ट मिल रहा है उसके साथ साथ पैरा स्पोर्ट्स को भी सपोर्ट मिल रहा है।
As the excitement builds for the opening ceremony on December 11th, the Khelo India Para Games are poised to make a lasting impact on Indian sports, embracing a new era of inclusivity and excellence. Narayan Singh Sport for DD India, Delhi. Truly, the Khelo India series is a game changer in Indian sports. Now, the president of the Paralympic Committee of India, Deepa Malik, says the Khelo India Para Games will be a game changer for the Indian sports. And in an exclusive chat with our team, she credited PM Modi for reshaping Indian para sports. She also acknowledged the government's support and emphasizes the importance of inclusivity in sports. The inaugural edition of the Khelo India Para Games is all set to go, and to talk more on this, we are joined by Dr. Deepa Malik, the President of the Paralympic Committee of India. Ma'am, a very warm welcome. And as the first edition of the Khelo India Para Games are all set to go, so how do you envision the Khelo India Para Games in the growth and in its contribution towards making the Indian para sports on a high level?
Absolutely. I think this is a great endeavor. Purely the whole responsibility has been taken by the Ministry of Sports and Sports Authority of India. So when we say ye desh ka khel ban jata hai, this has become an India's event now, and Paralympic Committee and the whole fraternity of para sports is very grateful to vision of Honorable Modi ji and the encouragement that we regularly get from our Honorable Sports Minister Anurag Thakur ji. And what I like about the para sports now is that this is the definition of my new India. My new India is inclusive India, and an inclusive ecosystem of sports when para events are being played under the aegis of Khelo India, because Khelo India has become a very popular brand when it comes to sports being played in India. And every district, every corner, every village, every rural area of India relates to Khelo India now.
We have witnessed the Khelo India. Just this event, actually, it has given a chance to the budding athletes, and they have shined at the international level also.
Yes.
So do you think the inclusion of the para format in the Khelo India ages, do you think that it's going to just our budding athletes, it will inspire them, and it will also inspire them to perform at the higher level and just give their dreams, wings to their dreams?
Now, the entire ecosystem, all the coaches, officials, are learning about the nitty-gritties of para sports, different disability categories, different types of equipments required, different disabilities play a sport differently. And even the infrastructure wise, now everybody will understand the requirement first hand, because it will be like a practical experience. First hand, when the entire ministry gets involved. See, there are two ways of supporting sports. One, you give funding to the federation, and the federation makes their own arrangements. Khelo India is a format where government itself makes the arrangements. So it is going to be the first hand experience. And this will also help us reach to the remotest corner.
So it will also create awareness among the masses regarding the para sports. Deepaji, if you talk about that in the month of October, during the 141st session of the International Olympic Committee, PM Modi mentioned about this thing, the Para Khelo India Games.
Yes.
And within a span of less than 2 months, we are just, it is a reality, it's on ground. So how do you see this thing, this stance from the government side, from the sports ministry, that within such a short span of a time, it comes into reality?
See, the vision of Honorable Prime Minister is beyond words. He has had, ever since he's become the Prime Minister, from inducting target Olympic podium scheme, from tweeting about the para sports athletes, talking to the athletes and their families, celebrating their wins, inviting them to his residence, having proper celebration for para athletes at par with non-disabled athletes. And the result is showing there is a 350% growth in women participation. And even if I take the results of the recent Hangzhou Asian Para Games 2022, 40% of the team is made up of female para athletes, and 40% medals are also being contributed by female athletes. So this is a story of development that you are seeing. This is the story of, and not just the policies, not just the funding programs. I think stakeholders have also come up. Now mainstream sponsorships are coming because they see that there is a Prime Minister who is directly taking accountability of the performance and the progress of para athletes. Divyangjan is a priority. You said not only the IOC meeting held in Mumbai, but also whether he is speaking in Man Ki Baat or whether he is addressing the nation on the Independence Day from the Red Fort. There is not a single occasion where he is not applauded or appreciated the performance of para athletes.
The way Dr. Deepa Malik said that PM Modi encourages our athletes from every platform, not only encourages whenever they are winning medals, whenever they are bringing glory for the country at the highest level, he always chats with them, interacts with them and tweets for them. And in the recent past, we saw that our para-athletes won a massive number of medals at the Para-Asian Games in Hangzhou. And with the introduction of the para format in the Khelo India Games, we will see that our budding athletes will get inspiration and encouragement from it. And in the coming times, we will win more number of medals in the international events also. With camera person Manmohan, Narayan Singh, DD India, Noida. Now shifting focus to football, defending champion Argentina kicks off 2024 edition of the Copa America on June 20 in Atlanta against the playoff winners between Canada and Trinidad and Tobago. Reigning champions Argentina and South American heavyweights Brazil are included in favorable groups, while the host United States will come up against 15-time winners Uruguay. More details in the story.
The path to Copa America glory has been outlined as the draw for next year's edition is unveiled in Miami. Reigning champions Argentina and South American heavyweights Brazil are included in favorable groups, while hosts the United States will come up against 15-time winners Uruguay for next year's tournament. World Cup winners Argentina kick off the tournament in Atlanta on June 20th against the playoff winner between Canada or Trinidad and Tobago. Argentina will also face Peru and Chile. CONCACAF Gold Cup winners Mexico are in Group B alongside Jamaica, Venezuela and Ecuador. The US face Bolivia and Panama in their first two Group C matches before taking on heavy hitters Uruguay. 9-time winners Brazil have been drawn in Group D with Colombia and Paraguay, as well as either Honduras or Costa Rica. 16 teams will contest for the coveted trophy. Semi-finals will be in New Jersey on July 9th, 10th, while final will take place on July 14th. Sports Desk, DD India.
Now let's move our focus to European football. Host Germany will face Scotland in the opening match of the UEFA Euro 2024, while France and Netherlands meet again in Group C. Euro 2020 finalists England will begin their campaign on 16 June against Serbia. The final of the Euro 2024 will take place on July 14th at the Berlin's Olympic Stadium. Countdown to Euro 2024 has now truly started after the draw for the tournament mapped out the road to glory for the 24 nations set to compete in Germany for the honor of becoming European champions. Pre-tournament favourites France and England are on course for a semi-final clash in Dortmund if both nations top their respective group, while hosts Germany have been given a daunting path to the final. Julian Nagelsmann's team go into the tournament in a dismal run of form, but could face a quarter-final clash against Spain or reigning champions Italy if they top Group A. The UEFA Euro 2024 group stage draw took place in Hamburg. Here let's take a look at the groups of the Euro 2024 football tournament. Group A, Germany, Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland. Group B, Spain, Croatia, Italy, Albania. Group C, Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, England. Group D, playoff winners A, Netherlands, Austria, France. Group E, Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, playoff winners B. Group F, Turkey, playoff winners C, Portugal, Czech Republic. The format will be the same as for Euro 2020. The top two teams in each of the 6 final tournament groups will proceed to the round of 16 along with the 4 best third place finishers. Sports Desk, DD India. Meanwhile, the England and Wales Cricket Board announced the launch of cricket regulators, an independent body which will be responsible for monitoring the compliance with the game's regulatories, enforcement of the adherence to those regulations and providing relevant information and education. An independent cricket regulatory board will oversee the cricket regulator and will be ring-fenced from the rest of the ECB. The cricket regulators will be responsible for different areas of work that had previously been ECB's remit, including safeguarding, integrity and anti-corruption, misconduct, anti-doping and anti-discrimination. Meanwhile, Argentina captain Lionel Messi becomes the first men's soccer player to be named the Time magazine's Athlete of the Year after winning the Ballon d'Or for a record-extending 8th time. Messi also elevated the profile of the sports in USA with his move to Inter Miami. Messi has made history by becoming the first male soccer player to be named the Athlete of the Year by Time magazine.
Soccer's living legend Lionel Messi has bagged yet another accolade in the world of football. The 36-year-old has been named Time magazine's Athlete of the Year for 2023 after his move to the United States to join the Major League Soccer side Inter Miami. Time wrote, Messi managed to do what once seemed impossible, turning the US into a soccer country. Messi made his debut for the Florida-based franchise in July and announced his arrival by scoring a free kick in the final minutes to give his side a 2-1 victory. Since then, he has had a profound impact on the MLS. With the Stars signing on board, Inter Miami won the League Cup, their first major trophy, beating Nashville in the final in which Messi scored. The Argentine international star scored 11 goals in 14 games in all competitions to finish the season. He was also nominated for the MLS MPV award. In October, Messi claimed a record, extending 8th Ballon d'Or crown after he played a key role in guiding Argentina to their first World Cup title in 36 years, when they beat defending champions France in the final in December 2022 in Qatar. The 36-year-old had no shortage of offers when he left Paris Saint-Germain earlier this year, choosing to sign for Major League Soccer's Inter Miami despite being linked with his former team Barcelona and a big money move to Saudi side Al Hilal. Ultimately, he ended up signing Inter Miami in a deal reported to be $20 million a year and also an ownership stake in the club when he retires. Messi told Time, "The truth is that fortunately I had several options on the table that were interesting and I had to analyze them and think, even weigh them up with my family before making the final decision to come to Miami." Simone Biles, LeBron James and the United States women's soccer team have won the award in recent years, with Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees winning it in 2022.
Meanwhile, Paris police have its work cut out leading up to the Olympic Games in 2024 as France remains on high alert since killing of a school teacher in October. On December 2nd, tourists were assaulted near the Eiffel Tower, in which one person died and two others were injured. More details in the story.
Ahead of the Paris Olympics in 2024, police gear up for heightened security operations to prevent any untoward incident. The police bomb disposal teams are working in tandem with the organizers to define the right level of bomb clearing interventions during the next year's Olympics and Paralympics in the French capital. Christophe Perzon, who leads the lab that responds to the discovery of suspicious objects or to attacks and attempted attacks, affirmed that the event is a considerable challenge for the French police.
The Olympic Games for all the departments of the police are an absolutely considerable challenge. As far as bomb disposal practice is concerned, there are two stages which are quite distinct for us. First is the site inspection stage, since each of the Olympic Games sites will be inspected before being handed over to the organizer.
Members of the bomb disposal squad were alerted to an abandoned luggage at a train station on December 4th, which the team exploded. Another bag left in a park was found to belong to a school pupil.
After examination by the bomb clearing agents who were present on the site to dispel any doubt, it was found to be a school bag. A school kid had forgotten it, he had eaten his lunch and he had forgotten the bag, and we intervened. The area was sealed off as a security measure.
France has been on high alert since October when a Chechen origin man killed a teacher with knife in a school. On December 2, one person died and two others were injured after a man attacked tourists near the Eiffel Tower.
So, shifting focus to some hockey news, with over 90% of India's ice hockey talent hailing from Ladakh, it is more than just a sport. It's a path to resilience, livelihoods and transforming Ladakh into a winter sports haven. India's Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur unveiled the roadmap for India's rise in Winter Games.
In the high-altitude landscapes of Ladakh, a groundbreaking initiative is shaping up. Introducing Game Changer, the blueprint that envisions the comprehensive development of ice hockey in the Union Territory. Game Changer is not just a document, it's a roadmap to propel India into the realm of 2042 Winter Olympics. In collaboration with the International Ice Hockey Federation, this holistic blueprint drives deep. From equipment and infrastructure to scouting local talents, international coaching camps and professional governance, every facet is meticulously covered.
This will help us to make Ladakh an important international destination for ice hockey in the world. A winter sport like ice hockey has multiple benefits for the local community as it helps unite a community behind a sport.
Over 90% of India's ice hockey talents hail from Ladakh, turning winter sport into a beacon of resilience and livelihood for the youth. But this isn't just about sports. It's about transforming Ladakh into a sought-after winter sports destination.
This blueprint is game changer and will certainly pave the way to enable an Indian ice hockey contingent to participate in the 2042 Winter Olympics.
वेल ट्रेन, वेल इक्विपमेंट, वेल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के साथ आज आइस हॉकी का भविष्य लद्दाख में बहुत देश को आगे ले जाने की जो क्षमता रखते हैं.
Commissioned by the administration of Ladakh, this blueprint is poised to redefine the future of ice hockey and winter sports across India. Ladakh holds the key with its potential to not only nurture local talent but to also boost winter tourism, creating a win-win situation for the community and the nation. Tapas Bhattacharya reporting for DD India.
So that's all in this edition of the Sports 360, your weekly dose of all the major sporting events across the globe. Hope you enjoyed this and keep watching DD India for more updates. Namaskar.